Hello and welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And on this, excuse me for my voice box, but as I already said, that cricket is a big passion for me. So I'm definitely going to be talking on this show. So, as far as today's cricket show is concerned, dear friends and subscribers, it's all about the Indian Premier League 2017, where we had two matches happening. The first match that happened was between Kings 11 Punjab versus the Pune supergiants on a pitch in Indore, which definitely was doing something. The ball was stopping. It was not easy pitch to bat on, one could say, and it was the captain Kings 11 Punjab. As you know, today this season, Kings 11 Punjab has a new captain, Glenn Maxwell, and Glenn Maxwell was the one who actually went on to give his team, the Kings 11 Punjab, a victory on his debut as captain, and that was a good victory. So Captain Maxwell was the one who went after the Pune Supergiants bowlers at the end stages. He hit unbeaten 44 of 20 deliveries to take them to victory. So it was a captain's knock. And as far as the other match was concerned, that was a match which really went all the way down to the wire, one could say. Now, normally one would be expecting, Royal Challengers Bangalore already crippled. Not only that, Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore has this ability, or probably has a reputation, where the teams can really score big. But today it was a different story altogether. In fact, the Royal Challengers Bangalore were kept to just 157 runs by the Delhi Daredevils bowlers, and can you believe it? The Delhi Daredevils lost this particular match to the Royal Challengers Bangalore by 15 runs after Shane Watson, when he bowled the penultimate over for just 2 runs, and then Pawan Negi, when 19 runs were required of the last over. Rishabh Pant, their hope, who was really showing real belligerence out there. As you know, Rishabh Pant the other day, as you know, he's going through some real emotions here because he lost his father the other day. But I would say he's been very brave to come and play for them. And in fact, he played a very good hand. But unfortunately, his wicket was gone in the final over, and thus ended the hopes of the Delhi Daredevils. But I think Royal Challengers Bangalore definitely deserves credit for defending a very low total, I thought, of 157, especially considering it was the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore. So that is those are the two matches I'm going to look at, and also tomorrow we have the before that, let me also speak about, gives you some cricket news. The other day we saw the Pakistani captain Misbah-ul-Haq said that after the test series in the West Indies, he would have said goodbye to international cricket. And today comes the news that another really, I would say, absolutely a veteran as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned, who holds the record for the most number of runs most number of centuries in Pakistan cricket in general. And he was the one who has also decided that it's about time for him. So there are two stalwarts, I would say, two real veterans, and one is really at pains to think as to how the Pakistan Test cricket is going to recover from losing these two great cricket players. One is the cool as a cucumber, Misbah-ul-Haq, the most successful captain ever after Imran Khan retired, and Yunus Khan. What a wonderful player he has been. What a wonderful servant he has been to Pakistan cricket. And he has also announced his retirement. So I think it is going to create a big void for Pakistan as far as test matches are concerned. But nevertheless, So these two players would be out of international cricket after the series, the test series against West Indies is over. Just keeping the topic on the West Indies, there is also the second after the heat that was staged by the West Indies yesterday when they stunned the Pakistanis with a 4-wicket victory with Jason Mohammed and Ashley Nurse really clattering them in the final overs. The second one-day international is going to be played on Sunday at the same Providence Stadium, and it is the last chance for the Pakistan with the 3-match ODI series. It's the last chance for the Pakistan to actually go and square the series. If they fail to do that, the West Indies will be taking the ODI series. So it's nicely set up, one could say. Now, so I'm going to really start off with the IPL now, and then I will branch off, subject to time, onto those cricket news. So first, let's have a look at the fourth match of the Indian Premier League. Kings 11 Punjab taking on the Rising Pune supergiants, and this was played at the Holkar Cricket Stadium in Indore. And one could see right from the beginning that this pitch was not an easy pitch to bat on, as the Rising Pune supergiants but I thought still the Rising Pune supergiants played well to score 163 for 6. It was the first wicket to go was Mayank Agarwal. Sandeep Sharma clean bowling him for naught. That was a good wicket because Mayank Agarwal normally tends to really tee off pretty quickly. Ajinkya Rahane was taken by the new cap, Natarajan, who was actually playing his, he was making his IPL debut, I reckon. I'm not really sure about that, but Natarajan was acquired by Royal Challengers, by the Rising, by the Kings 11 Punjab, and he was the one who got his first wicket, and I'm told he's in the mold of the Bangladeshi bowler Mustafizur Rahman, who bowls those cutters at good pace, and Natarajan was the one who took the important wicket of the opener, Ajinkya Rahane. He was gone for 19 of 15 doubles, 1 4 and 1 6. Stephen Smith contributed 26 of 27 with 3 boundaries. But it was all about, and Dhoni left very cheaply for just 5 runs, caught by Sapnil Singh. But it was all about, the pitch was not easy to bat on, as I said. The ball was actually stopping, and one had to really show some real skills to play on this pitch. And that was done by Ben Stokes. For Ben Stokes, it didn't really bother him about the pitch. He and Manoj Tiwari joined in a rollicking stand where they actually carved 61 runs of just 37 deliveries with only 2 dot balls in that partnership. So you could just imagine they were rotating the strike beautifully, and they know that they were going for the big hits as well, but they were also making sure that they were not allowing the singles and twos to go a begging. And that's what they precisely did, as they really laid into the Kings 11 Punjab bowlers to actually crack 62 of just a 62-run partnership of just 37 deliveries, with Ben Stokes stroking 50 of 32 deliveries, 2 4s and 3 6s. Manoj Tiwari was really superb, one could say. He was there till the Rising Pune supergiants end of the innings, as he finished not out on 40 of 23 deliveries, 3 4s and 2 6s. Daniel Christian biffed 2 4s and 1 6 in a very quick fire knock of 17 of 8 balls, with Bhatia not, and the Rising Pune supergiants putting up 163 for 6 on the board on a very difficult pitch, one could say. As far as the bowling was concerned, Sandeep Sharma, 4 overs 2 for 33. Mohit Sharma did not get a wicket, 4 overs for 34. Akshar Patel bowled well, I thought, 1 for 27. Natarajan, 3 overs, 1 for 26. 3 overs, 1 for 28 for Max Stoinis. And Swapnil Singh bowls 2 overs for 14. Kings 11 Punjab were given this target of 164 to get of their 20 overs. And things didn't really, it was definitely, as I said, it was not an easy pitch to bat on. And Dinda actually drew first blood for them by dismissing Manan Vora for 14 of 9. That was 1 4 and 1 6. And Hashim Amla stayed there. He contributed 28 of 27 deliveries, 2 4s and 1 6. Ridhiman Shah, but it was all about Imran Tahir coming in and really making a bit of an inroad into the Kings 11 Punjab innings when he actually picked up the wicket of Ridhiman Shah for 14 of 9, Delhi's 3-4s, and Akshar Patel, who came up the order just for wanting to see whether he could really give the ball a bit of a bash. Akshar Patel caught and bowled Imran Tahir 24 of 22, 1-4 and 1-6, and that really kept the score. I mean, I thought the Rising Pune supergiants were doing well to have the Kings 11 Punjab innings at 85 for 4 in the 12th over. But what happened later was a beautiful partnership that happened. Glenn Maxwell, as you know, he likes to really go for the bowling, and that's what he precisely did. He did not waste any time. He knew that he had a job to do, and as a captain, he combined very well with David Miller. And after David Miller, when he saw that Glenn Maxwell was really getting the ball onto the middle of the bat, he decided to stay put at the crease and started, milking the singles to give Maxwell the strike. But later on, David Miller also joined in that melee, and finally, both Maxwell and Miller saw to it. Maxwell also hit some very good sixes. I thought of Imran Tahir and Ben Stokes as well. And David Miller, as you all know, what a good player he is. As Maxwell and Miller saw to it that they decided that they are going to go aerial and they are going to really play their own brand of cricket, and that's what they did. And that was it. Kings 11 Punjab prevailing over the Rising Pune supergiants by 6 wickets, with Maxwell playing a very good knock, unbeaten on 44 of 20. There was 2 4s and 4 6s, taking the Man of the Match award, and this was his first match as the captain of the Kings 11 Punjab in the Indian Premier League, and it was a very good start for Glenn Maxwell and his team. David Miller was now on 30 of 27 deliveries, 1 4 and 2 6s, and that was the story as far as this match was concerned. Just talking about the bowling figures here: Dinda 3 overs, 1 for 26. Daniel Christian 2 overs, pasted for 24. Ben Stokes 4 overs, none for 32. Imran Tahir did a good job, 2 for 29. Chahar 1 for 32, and Bhatia 2 overs, went for 20. R. Chahar was the one who was actually making his debut today as far as the IPL was concerned. Now, the next match that I'm going to look at is the match which was an exciting match. It really went down all the way down with Delhi Daredevils failing by 15 runs. And as I said, this match was being played at the M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore. RCB already crippled, as we all know. And besides, this Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore always has always had the potential, or the reputation one could call, that a lot of big scores have been scored on this ground. And once again, the onus would have been on Chris Gayle and Shane Watson, who opened the innings. So Chris Gayle and Shane Watson opening the innings, with Gayle just hitting 1-4, but it was Morris who actually got the very big wicket of Chris Gayle when he actually had him caught by Sanju Samson behind the wicket for just 6 runs. It was a full toss with which actually Morris actually got his wicket. So that was the very saddest part of that dismissal from Chris Gayle. Shane Watson was there in the centre. He was joined in by Mandeep Singh, but Mandeep Singh had his stumps rearranged by the express pace bowler Patrick Cummins for 12 of 10 deliveries with 3 4s. So Watson was then joined in by Jadhav, and then Watson, trying to force the pace a bit, fell a victim to the bowling of Shahbaz Nadeem as Rishabh Pant behind the wickets whipped off the bails. Watson gone for 24 of as many balls with 4 4s. Then it was Kedar Jadhav who was the binding force as far as the Royal Challengers Bangalore innings was concerned. He really turned his game up a notch, one could say. Did not get any support from the other end, but Kedar Jadhav didn't really matter. He decided that he's the one who is going to take up the challenge here, and he really went hammer and tongs at the Delhi Daredevils bowlers to make 69 attractive runs of just 37 deliveries, in which he scored an equal numbers of 4s and 6s. He hit 5 4s and 5 6s in that very, very entertaining knock, which actually helped Royal Challengers Bangalore finish on a score which was definitely below par, one could say, at 157 for 8, knowing the reputation of the Chinnaswamy Stadium wicket here. Binny was out for 16 to the bowling of Zahir Khan. Vishnu Vinod was making his debut. He's the wicketkeeper who was actually making his debut in the Royal Challengers team in the place of A.B. de Villiers. Run out for 9 of 5, that was 1-6. Pawan Negi was bowled by Morris for 10, and Morris cleaned up Tamal Mills for naught. with Iqbal Abdullah not out on 5, and 157 for 8. One thought that Royal Challengers Bangalore were in real trouble of losing this match. As far as the bowling was concerned, Zahir Khan 4 overs 2 for 31, captain of the team. Chris Morris did a wonderful job, 4 overs 3 for 21. Cummins 1 for 29. Nadeem bowled an excellent spell, 4 overs 1 for 13. Amit Mishra 2 overs cost him a very costly 32 runs, and Brathwaite bowled 2 overs, which was also actually rammed for 29 runs. Delhi Daredevils were given a target of 157 to chase. The start definitely Aditya Tare got off by hitting 3 boundaries, but then Tymal Mills got his man as he clean bowled him for 18 of 17 W3-4. That was the first wicket to go. After that, Karun Nair and Billings were at the crease. Billings was really trying to steady things there for the Delhi Daredevils after Aditya Tare wicket was taken. Karun Nair was taken. Karun Nair's wicket was a wonderful piece of bowling. It was done by Billy Stanlake. And Billy Stanlake, as you know, is a tall guy, and he also packs a lot of pace. And that's what he precisely did. And that was which actually did in Karun Nair, as he was really beaten by pace as the ball pitched in line and went on to hit the off stump. As Karun Nair was gone bowled by Stanlake, beaten for pace for 4 of 3 balls with 1-4. That was 38 for 2 when Karun Nair departed. Rishabh Pant came in and joined. In fact, Samson came in and joined Billings, but Billings was the next to go as Iqbal Abdullah picked up the wicket. The spinner picking up the wicket of Sam Billings for 25 of 19 deliveries, 1-4 and 1-6. And then Stanlake also got rid of Sanju Samson by getting him caught by Binny for 13 of 12 balls with 1-4. So good job there by Bill Stanlake. 84 for 4 in the 11th over. Nothing to really worry about, with Ricky Pant in the middle really middling the ball beautifully as Chris Morris joined him. But then suddenly things started happening. I mean, suddenly one saw that one probably thought that Delhi Daredevils were still in control, even though they were 84 for 4 in the 11th over. But suddenly things started happening. It was Iqbal Abdullah who actually got Chris Morris LBW for 4, and Brathwaite was bowled by Chahal for 1. And at the other end, it was Rishabh Pant who was actually middling the ball. And Rishabh Pant, he was taking his opportunities and hitting boundaries, and he was hitting some very nice sixes as well. As you know, Rishabh Pant actually started off with a very powerful shot. In fact, he opened his account with a smack for 6. And Brathwaite was bowled by Chahal for 1, and Cummins was castled by Watson for 6. And suddenly there was a lot of pressure as far as the Delhi Daredevils were concerned. And suddenly the match really started livening up after Delhi Daredevils now were in the process of actually losing it. But Rishabh Pant was keeping the flag flying for Delhi Daredevils. There was hope as far as Rishabh Pant was there, because his natural instinct is to attack, and he was really playing that attacking innings. And then Shane Watson, the captain, bowled a wonderful spell. In fact, he gave just 7 runs in 2 overs. His 18th over going for 5 runs, and I mean his 3rd over. And when he completed his full quota, that is when he bowled his last over, he just gave away 2 runs, and that really piled on the pressure. And that was some very good bowling from Shane Watson, one thought, while really changing the pace to really keep the batsman really guessing. And after that, Amit Mishra was the man who was at the hot end there. And then Rishabh Pant was there, and finally it all came down to the wire. 19 runs were required of the final over, and Shane Watson decided, that was a really bold move, I thought, by Shane Watson, because Pawan Negi had not bowled at all. And with the final over, I thought he really gambled, I suppose, with Rishabh Pant in the middle. He still decided to toss the ball over, not to Iqbal Abdullah, but he decided to toss it over to Pawan Negi. And that was a really master stroke, I thought, because what happened, it worked, as Rishabh Pant actually tried to mow him down the leg side, and Rishabh Pant lost his leg stump to the bowling of Negi with the very first delivery. And that really snuffed the hopes of the Delhi Daredevils, as Ricky Pant, after doing a wonderful job of scoring 57 of just 36 deliveries, 3 fours and 4 spanking sixes, departed. And after that, it was always going to be pretty difficult with Amit Mishra But after Rishabh Pant was out, the score did not even move. As Shabazz Nadeem was claimed cotton ball Negi for naught, and Negi turned out to be a hero finally, with Zahir Khan and Amit Mishra having a lot to do, and it was all over. 142 for 9 was the final score on the board, and thus the Royal Challengers Bangalore doing a great job of actually defending a very low total of 157 on the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore. The bowling, Bill Stanley, 4 overs 2 for 29, bowled well. Chahal did a wonderful job as usually, has been doing well, 4 overs 1 for 19. Iqbal Abdullah was costly but picked up 2 wickets for 36. Tamal Mills, 4 overs 1 for 33. Shane Watson did a splendid job, I thought, 1 for 21. And look at the Pawan Negi over, which definitely one would have thought with Rishabh Pant there. If Rishabh Pant would have, then I'm sure this 19 runs would have been smashed by him. But Pawan Negi definitely deserves credit as he bowled just that solitary over and he picked up 2 wickets for 3 runs. And Kedar Jadhav, for this very, very entertaining knock of 67, got the man of the match award. So Royal Challengers Bangalore definitely doing well here to pick up a win under the belt, even though they were crippled with all their top players still out due to injury. Well, dear fans, subscribers, unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to find any time to really dwell on anything else other than that. I could just finish off in this note by saying that keep an eye on cricket happenings tomorrow. It will be the second ODI which is coming up between Pakistan and the West Indies. And as I said, 2 stalwarts, the two Pakistan veteran cricketers, I would say, cricket veterans, Misbah-ul Haq and Yunus Khan, at the same time, after the Test series in the West Indies, have decided that they're going to hang up their boots as far as international cricket is concerned. And what two real gems for Pakistan in Tests actually retiring. Thanks for your company and thanks for watching Cricket Happenings. This is your host Ram signing this off on a Sunday.